Hello, hi y'all. It is Saturday, ruled by Saturn. Saturn's day, hence the name. The 17th of October. Today is a heart chakra day, Anahata chakra day. So do your mudras, do your mantras, do your heart chakra, do all the chakras. But if you're going to do a chakra, focus on the heart, your compassion towards yourself, your loving kindness, uh, the place of care and peace and desire for all of us doing well. Today is a white resonant wind guided by timelessness. And in the dream spell, uh, white resonant wind, like I said, is a heart chakra day. So the white wind tribe, what that specifically is, right, communicates spirit, communication, spirit, and breath. The gift of your cosmic identity. Oh, I just realized something. I haven't plugged in my headphones. Like, why do I hear so differently? That was me, at least. So let's try this. Keep going. All right. So, like I was saying, communication, spirit, and breath is the white wind tribe. The gift of your cosmic identity is to be a channel of inspiration, a force of circulation, an agent of calm, one who is attuned to the invisible spirit that animates all life. As a white wind, you have the capacity to translate the formless into form, to learn to ride the breath into the center of your soul, to celebrate the connectivity of trees, air, breath, and wind, to convey your truths, to cultivate the art of communication in its myriad modes, to listen for the voice of the sacred and hear the divine callings amidst the clamor of density and distraction, to forego the limits of the rational mind and honor and express the currents of inspiration as they whisper and whirl through your life. Simply put, follow your spirit without hesitation. Direction is north, refinement, chakra is the heart, and planet is Uranus. And the resonant tone, 7, is channel, inspire, and attunement. Tone 7 represents the quality of energetic alignment reflected in the 7 chakras of our human energy body. The gift of your cosmic identity is to access the power of vibration. Activate your resonant powers by being attuned to the subtle energies of the moment, by honoring your feelings and energetic senses about people and circumstances, by knowing we are all essentially resonant beings, living matrices of vibration, by refining the frequencies you embody and express through your thoughts, words, and actions, by opening to the mystical power of the muse, following your natural passion and allowing the inspiration that flows through you to uplift yourself and others, by being a conscious channel for energy and information, by being discerning of the energetic field you are immersed in based on your environment and your choices, by recognizing that making even subtle shifts, hugely positive transformation can occur, by fine tuning your reality as needed to invoke greater inspiration and soul alignment in your life. And the galactic activation mantra, if you want to put it that way, for the white resonant wind today, heart chakra day. I channel in order to communicate inspiring breath. I seal the input of spirit with the resonant tone of attunement. I'm guided by the power of timelessness. So Saturn's day, heart chakra day, white, whatever I said it was day. Now I'm spacing. White resonant wind on the Mayan dream spell calendar. Let's go ahead and pull some cards. I just got my ballot in the mail yesterday, and I've got a vote, and I'm just like kind of laughing because I voted third party last time, and I probably will again this time, but doesn't make it easy. Doesn't make it easy. We got the 8 of Wands as the card for today. So the Wands are fire. If you're an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, you're naturally going to resonate with Wands. And 8's kind of show infinity, and the Lamensgate symbol, right? So 8 of Wands today, saying, here we go. This is about taking initiative, striving for improvement, harnessing the available energy incoming. 8 of Wands, I can make this happen. The 8 of Wands shifts from the intense fiery struggle of the 7 of Wands to the magical glow of visions heading for the stars. A sense of the mystical has replaced the antagonism, and we can now see the light emanating from a luminous destination. The 8 of Wands contains a high level of energy and thrust which propels ideas and adventures forward. As ideas soar high, though, there is still much work to be taken care of. There is no time to just sit and watch the sky because this card demands very focused attention. 8s deal with structure. So does Saturn, right? So resonant there. The geometries. while the wands carry the raw combustion energy. Raw energy without a structure becomes rogue energy, unable to be harnessed towards a goal or a purpose. Once you have the accurate geometry of your trajectory and the propellant to reach where you want to go, you can work with complete concentration. Your productivity increases exponentially. However, there is almost always a natural tendency when things start to move decisively towards the destination to relax into the ride. In this instant, you must remain focused on the important details. It is the detailing of a product, a work of art, or a piece of music, separating the wheat from the chaff, that makes all the difference. The elements of an idea can be created rapier fast, but it is the details, the unique composition and interplay of the elements, which separates good ideas from a really outstanding idea. And right now, the sun is in Libra and the moon is in Scorpio, so this is about discernment, scrupulousness, in a sense, and finding, balancing the wheat and the chaff, like figuring out what's good, what's not, what's valuable. Very often, though, the detailing can be exacting and agonizing. Venus is in Virgo. It can be like unscrupulous. Being willing to draw or compose something for the 10th time when the 9th was good enough, or minutely adjust the bass on a track in an all-night stint to get it as good as possibly can be. This is the part where the final boost to get into our outer orbit can sometimes empty the fuel tanks, and we hope we have gained just enough propulsion to reach the frictionless vacuum of space. Greatness demands a drive unseen in most people. As you work on an idea, what can you add, just a fraction of, to transform it from good to exceptional? Hard work isn't enough to achieve success. You must always be learning with the aim to continuously improve. You must be discerning enough to know what is working, what isn't, and act on what you discover. You must become skilled at creating the environmental conditions to make success inevitable. So, Eight of Wands is about taking initiative, striving for improvement, harnessing the available energy coming in. There is a lot of energy coming in. New moon in Libra has passed, but the energy is still ripe. We're in moon in Scorpio now. The sun is in Libra. So we have a chance to really kind of rectify and beautify intensely. Mercury is in retrograde in Scorpio. And the Mercury retrograde is conjunct the moon right now. So we might be thinking a lot emotionally. And we might be going through, addictions, the past, traumas, relationships, fears, right? And we have to be kind of coming to a place of equanimity and balance with the sun in Libra where we're like, you know what? These triggers used to get me, and now they're not going to get me because I'm choosing to push through and become the better person, right? We can always just stay here and be like, well, this is the same old ground I've been treading out, and there's good and bad aspects to that black and white triangles, respectively, but we can also punctuate and evolve to a new domain altogether that is available to us today, especially with the new moon energy that we just had. So don't just settle, I guess, strive, put all your gas in the tank, or, put your pedal to the metal. Give it, it said 9 times is good enough. It's fine. It's good. And it's like, that's complacent. This is non-complacent energy. This is about making the structure work for you, right? Beautifying, in a sense, intensely. Moon in Scorpio with the sun in Libra aspecting there. So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers. What are we going to get from Dreams of Gaia? What wants to pop? What wants to pop? What wants to pop? We have the masculine/feminine, very Libra applicable, right? There's both sides of the scale, right? So one for each, you could say. And with the North Node in Gemini, we have the ability to really be tapping into duality in a hard way, in a very real way. So this is the 11 of Fire, which is masculine, feminine, 256. Hopefully you all are doing well. We're getting up really early, like 5:30 early. It's pretty early. 11 of Fire, masculine/feminine. Keywords: passive/aggressive, creation/destruction, action/inaction, masculine/feminine. A whole lot of polarity being represented. Libra sun. Libra on the scales. Key phrases: putting aside gender stereotypes, we are both masculine and feminine. Masculine energy serving to protect, feminine energy serving to nurture. Too much of one, not enough of another. Time to evaluate and realign, right? That's really what the Eight of Wands is about. It's like, are you making the evaluative processes and aligning with all your effort? Are you half-assing it, or are you putting it all in? Allowing the energy to increase and ebb, embracing the energy that best suits your needs. That's what it even said with the Eight of Wands. It was like using the incoming energy. The incoming energy right now is one of balance, beautification. It's intense times. We're becoming better people for it if we choose to be. In a weird way, everyone's getting upgraded, whether they're, with it or not. The 11 of fire is a balancing and realignment card. Libra Sun. It symbolizes the importance of balancing our masculine and feminine energies and to remind us we are, and always will be, a mix of both. Our physical gender is irrelevant. The 11 of fire asks that we look beyond gender stereotypes to how we respond and react to day-to-day experiences. On an energetic level, our masculine aspect serves to protect self and others, while our feminine aspect serves to nurture self and others. In a simplistic society, a typical male will embody a more masculine energy than feminine. They are characteristically more aggressive and forceful, but also very protective of those they feel are in need of protection. However, they are more apt to use physical force and aggression to protect. A typical female, however, will embody more feminine energy than masculine. They are characteristically more passive and yielding, and while possessing the same desire to protect the vulnerable, they will generally use diplomacy and dialogue in order to determine an option that avoids conflict. Gender stereotypes are often one-dimensional and rarely accurate, especially when we are discussing masculine and feminine energy as opposed to a man and woman, like gender, sexually. It can become even more problematic to assign specific attributes to either gender when there are many men who identify as a female and women who identify as male. When it comes to masculine and feminine energy, we all have both, regardless of our physical gender or the gender we have assigned ourselves, and this energy is expressed in how we behave and act. It influences all that we do. Are you more forceful? Are you more receptive? It just is what it is. It doesn't matter if you have what body parts you have or how you identify. Politically correct wise and all that. Masculine energy is active, impatient, assertive, creative, aggressive, forceful, protective, logical, analytical, and controlling. Feminine energy is inactive, calm, retiring, receptive, passive, yielding, nurturing, emotional, intuitive, and allowing. Masculine energy motivates us to focus upon our personal needs and self, while feminine energy motivates us to think of others and their needs. Again, regardless of gender, a person who is energetic and proactive is embracing masculine energy, while a person who is calm and passive is embracing feminine energy. Neither is intrinsically good or bad, but if an imbalance is present, it can be evident in our actions and give rise to destructive behavior. An imbalance can occur when we have too much of one and not enough of the other all the time. Too much of one without enough influence from the other can create a very discordant and destructive mix. But what is the right mix? This is not about having equal parts of both, but about having a harmonious blending that is suited to your lifestyle and personal goals and needs. Some people are balanced, quote unquote, like Libra Sun, when they have 20% yin and 80% yang, right? It's not about 50-50 exact, although it ends up balancing out ultimately in the end. Your articulations are going to be very specific for you. If you are not assertive enough, you may need to embrace more masculine energy. If you are overly assertive, to the point where others are always intimidated by you, then consider embracing a little more feminine energy and soften your approach. An aggressive approach or method is sometimes required in order to break from old and make way for the new, but aggressive methods don't always have to be violent. Like, violence is not always the answer, right? Ever, really. To be forceful is not always indicative of physical force being used. And this gets very much into the Celestine prophecies, which my fiance and I are reading, where it's like, how are you manipulating energy? Are you a poor me, where you're like, oh, it's happening to me, very feminine, very, passive? Are you aggressive? Are you an intimidator, being like, yo, what are you doing? Right? Like, that's an energy. It doesn't have anything to do with gender. I mean, ultimately, like your body parts. Masculine and feminine energy should all be allowed to flow and ebb as it is needed, and these things can change over time. Sometimes you have a season where you need to be very much assertive, and sometimes a season of life where it's very feminine. Don't attribute a one-size-fits-all to everything. The one-size-fits-all of it is that everybody's going through their own trip. Like fire, flickering, and dancing, you add less fuel if you want things to cool, and more fuel if you want things to heat up. Enough heat gives rise to creative, productive energy, but too much heat can burn both you and others out. Cooling things a little gives rise to a nurturing warmth, but too little fuel and the fire could go out completely. The 11 of fire symbolizes an opportunity to take a moment to evaluate your life and ask whether you need to embrace a little more masculine or feminine energy in your day-to-day activities and relationships. Do you need to step up and be a little more assertive and proactive? Does something or someone need your protection? Are you not nurturing yourself or others enough? Are you being overly analytical instead of heeding your intuition? Are you allowing impatience to get to the better of you when your situation calls for calm and compromise? Are you choosing a path of inaction when you need to embrace one of action in order to manifest the changes you need? Pause for a moment, evaluate, and bring your masculine and feminine energies back into a harmonious alignment with your life and your needs. So very appropriate for the sun in Libra. The moon is in Scorpio. Mercury is in retrograde in Scorpio. So let's keep going and get more cards. Galactic Heritage, what you got for us? Hold on, they're not coming out. I'm having trouble. There we go. So, what can we get from the Galactic Heritage cards? Living in the now. And in the present moment, there's both polarities, and your polarities are going to be, at all present times, which are, moments of now at that quote time. The past is a now that has occurred. The future is a now that has not yet occurred. Living in the now is what we're all about here. And honestly, living in the now is what the Eight of Wands is calling you to do. It's like, are you living in the present moment so fully that you're giving it your all and not holding back? But know that your own alchemy is going to look different. So just taking the advice of textbooks or culture or the Bible or whatever, gurus, you got to know yourself. Know thyself. That's the maxim, right? So, Dolphin, living in the now, parallel timeline. Dolphin consciousness, more evolved than human, has the capacity to be rooted in the present moment and to live fully there. This explains their playful nature and how interactions with them bring humans into balance. Balance, Libra scales. As the human species brain evolve, we will need to develop this skill as well. In doing so, we are freeing ourselves from attachments to the past and worries of the future to create an abundance of energy for the now moment. This creates more joy and profound feelings of connectedness to the universe. Every day, focus on your breath. Keep attention rooted there. Now is all that exists. And it is a heart chakra day, so get in your heart, be in your heart in the present moment. Dolphins are sentient beings much like humans, except without the high levels of polarity in their consciousness. This is why dolphins appear to exist in a joyful, fully present state. The ability to live in the now is an enlightened state also expressed by awakened masters. Don't confuse it with being irresponsible or childish and seeking immediate gratification, on the one hand. This state is actually one of high integrity, authenticity, impeccability, and self-responsibility, and it is the state to which humanity is eventually evolving. It means letting go of the past and no longer attaching to the future. When we bring our full consciousness into the here and now, our state of consciousness evolves in a powerful way. If this card comes up for you, it could mean several things. It may mean that you have a strong dolphin connection that wishes to be acknowledged. It may also mean that you are being asked to embrace the quality of living in the now as a way to let go of the pains and past of the worries about the future. A great way to practice this is to simply sit quietly and focus on your breath. Your mind wanders. Just refocus it on the breath. This is an essential skill to navigate the coming changes in Earth's reality. Begin practicing now. Have patience. The changes are cumulative and require focus and commitment. Focus and commitment is literally what the Eight of Wands is about, right? Are you committed all in, and are you focused? Are you moving towards that target, not just kind of shooting off anywhere, right? But that's going to look different. We're going to have to come into a balanced place. Everyone's equation looks a little different. The changes are cumulative and require focus and commitment, but you will soon notice things shift in your reality because you have shifted. All change is change within, essentially, that we're witnessing outside of ourselves. So just kind of be on the trip, in a sense, and witness well, and try to be honest and true, but not deluded. What a trip it is to be a human, right? We have egos that get in the way, but we have egos that we function through. It's a crazy time to be evolving as a human. It's not all about Barbie and Ken and barbecues and fucking two-party systems. We're getting out of that paradigm, but at the same time, we have selves that want to actualize through time-space. Purpose, very Eight of Wands. And now we have two sea creatures, right? So this is a very purposeful card, a very intentional card, very in the moment card, where it's I'm going to give it all I've got right now because I can't think about the past performances and I can't think about where this might go. I've got to just go here fully, and it's in a way fully embodied, masculine/feminine, right? Be full, be fully here, be fully you, whatever that equation looks like in terms of the masculine-feminine polarity balance ratios. And purpose is the shark. So, where is here? Number 36. Purpose. You are perfectly formed to be who you were born to be, right? So you don't have to sweat looking at others and being well, oh shit, Rihanna's really androgynous and I'm a very girly girl, so I should do this. Or, oh my gosh, this guy is the quintessential man and I whatever. Or any number of these combinations. You're perfectly formed who you need to be. It's all good. In fact, when you live in the present moment and you accept who you are and what the circumstances are to the degree that you can and fully commit to being in the present moment with your spirit, Eight of Wands, you will find that you are living in your purpose. In a sense, it's always a matter of like how truly are we living to our purpose. You can't really escape your purpose. It's just a matter of like how dim or bright are you shining towards your purpose. But you're perfectly formed who you were born to be. There's great power in keeping your focus. 8 of Wands, focus card. Procrastination is just another kind of fear, so keep moving forward. You are protected in a difficult task. Mythos. The people of Polynesia had a very different relationship to sharks than most other cultures. Rather than being the object of horror and fear, sharks were honored for their power and purpose and were seen as gods or aumakua who could be protective. And a shark is a very Mercury conjunct, in retrograde conjunct the moon, in both in Scorpio. This is a very, killer of the water, if you want to put it that way. I think they even stalk, The shark god Kaeli Oko was the cousin of Kamaohali'i. I can't pronounce Hawaiian stuff, even though I want to move back. And the great fire goddess Pele. That one's easy. He was a powerful god, but quite a lonely one. And that can be very moon in Scorpio. It's like, I'm super powerful, but I'm super alone. He used to swim close to the shore and become friendly with the human people there, the Ka'u. Keali Ika'aokua would watch the people swim and fish and watch the sunset with its many colors, and it was during such one time that he saw a human whom he felt was very beautiful. Sun and Libra, beauty. He got her attention and her trust, and they both fell in love. She fell pregnant, and when her time came, she birthed a magic green shark. The sun joined them in the sea and would help his mother and her people whenever they went fishing as protection when they traveled. In Hawaiian culture, animals can be a family's aumakua, a kind of protective spiritual guardian. This is a form of reincarnation of a family member after death, as they could transform into another aumakua animal. Some families had sharks as their aumakua, and some families would never fear sharks, knowing that their ancestors were still alive and in shark form. The animal. Sharks are highly specialized fish that have evolved to be apex predator in their habitats. Right? They have a lot of purpose. They have a lot of focus. 8 of Wands. Shark teeth are embedded in the flesh around the jaw, not within the jaw itself, and the teeth are constantly regrown as needed. Their sense of smell is incredible. They could sniff out 1 part of blood in 1,000,000 parts of seawater. Their sense of hearing is also acute, being able to detect sounds emanating from many kilometers away. Sharks have special lateral lines down the sides of their bodies that are tuned to tiny vibrations and movements in the water, which helps them recognize prey that might be slowing or struggling in the water. They also have a special organ, the ampullae of Lorenzini, that picks up electrical signals and makes them the most electrically sensitive of all animals. This is key for catching prey in navigation, the latter because the Earth gives off electromagnetic impulses that are dependent upon the position on the planet. Some sharks are even more specialized in their evolution. For example, the hammerhead shark. The silhouette is unmistakable. There is nothing that looks quite like a hammerhead. The eyes of a hammerhead are placed on the edges of the head wings, which gives them extensive visual width, very handy as the hammerhead scans the sea and sandy bottom for food. Hammerhead sharks are viviparous and do not lay eggs. Pups grow inside the female shark. This is as for land-based mammals and is quite unusual. However, the mother gives birth to around 25 to 50 live pups at one time, and they are born with their eye wings folded back. Weird but kind of cute. Other species of sharks lay eggs. The magic of the shark. Sharks are magnificent creatures built for purpose. They are focused on their job, 8 of Wands, as a predator and are exquisitely fine to tune to this, masculine, feminine balance. They know exactly what they are and they're doing it. Every sense is supercharged. Every move is purposeful. Use shark magic when you want to find your purpose and your focus again. Perhaps you're procrastinating or simply think you cannot finish a project, so call in the energy of the shark to keep your eye on the prize. Symbols are the dorsal fin out of water, shark, tails, shark teeth, and jaws. Status ranges from critically endangered to threatened. The practice of shark finning and sharks is a bycatch or a huge issue. We actually do not know enough about some species of sharks to be able to guess their numbers, so they could be worse off than we even know, but just because we have no ability to know. So let's go ahead and but this is very in tune with both Mercury and the Moon conjunct right now in Scorpio, as well, a watery predator, as a powerful predator, as well as the 8 of Wands, the power, the card for today, the powerful focus. You have a purpose. Don't think you don't. I suggest actually not only hitting me up for a reading, I can tell you based off your astrological chart what's going on or cards, but the Gene Keys. Richard Rudd, who designed that's coming on the podcast on the 17th of November. But that really can help you know why you're who you are. Know thyself. And this is a very Moon and Scorpio card. actually. So Louis Bourgeois and Mercury in retrograde in Scorpio, so it's rather fitting that this popped. Never surprised, really. Louis Bourgeois was lucky enough to experience enough childhood trauma to influence an art career that thrived well into her 98th year on Earth. Bourgeois worked in a variety of media, including sculpture, illustration, exploring themes on personal history and shitty family dynamics. Bourgeois scrutinized and subverted domesticity. She is recognized for her large-scale public sculptures of spiders, an ode to her dexterous, protective mother, among other recurring symbols and sexually suggestive forms. Very Mercury, Moon, in Scorpio. Later in life, Bourgeois was generous with her time and brutal honesty. In her New York home, she held Sunday salons for young artists to whom she personally served their own asses for making bad art. She kept it real, right, with others. Sun Libra kind of thing. So, what we're getting is draw on private pain to connect with the public. That is what we're getting from this. And what we need to be doing is using all things, all levels of life, the good and the bad, the white long triangle and the black little triangle and the 8 of Wands to inspire us to change. We can use it as fuel for our rocket, right? And it adds what? A depth to our purpose. Pain has a purpose, right? That if you're living in the present moment fully, you're going to find that no matter where you are and how you're balanced, masculine, feminine, yin, yang, all this stuff, it doesn't really matter, that your moment has a demand and you have options and you can choose to live purposefully in that moment. You can choose to tap into the present moment so fully that you don't think about the consequences as much in a way, and you're not bound by the victimization of the past, right? Louis Bourgeois is saying, draw on private pain to connect with the public. Like, you got to take whatever you can to make that fuel. Like, something's going to fuel this rocket. It could be hope, inspiration, pain, suffering, right? As long as you're living in the present moment, that pain won't overwhelm you. It'll serve towards activating your purpose further. It'll balance you, masculine, feminine, balance. And that is what we need to be doing. Take private experiences and push them into the public. That's what art is. That's what anything really is. You know, people have private realities in their life that the illusion of individuality, and then they say, I felt this, and then they express that in a story, in a song, in a dance, in a speech, whatever. So we need to be taking that private reality as fuel to be in the present moment, fully in the present moment, be here now. That is the purpose, to be fully alive with all the circumstances, good, bad, female, masculine, yin, yang, Jedi, Sith, and to draw upon that for inspiring ourselves and inspiring others to basically cope. Because, Buddha said life is suffering. Jesus is like, oh my God, I got nailed to a cross, whatever. It's not an easy life, but we have to use that pain as inspiration, and we can. We can and we should, and not just mope about it. We got the Sunstone today. It is a heart chakra day. So, shine bright from your heart. Sunstone. What it is, Sunstone emanates feel-good vibes of warmth and radiance, very Sun in Libra. This stone's orange and red sparkling light effect, aka spangling, aka aventurescence, is the result of copper inclusions reflecting light from within. Who needs it? Fellows looking to operate on a higher plane, the vitamin D deprived, all solar-powered human beings who do not, in fact, harvest life force by turning up their brightness on their smartphones. Where to put it, anywhere you're looking for a boost in stamina. And that 8 of Wands is about what? Getting that focus and that boost in stamina. This is about putting it all in. Where are you getting that reserve? Maybe tapping into Sunstone taps you into your energy and you're just like, hell yeah, I know what I'm doing. I love this. First thought, the gym? Sure, bro. When to use it? Whenever it's time to get busy, or when your disposition needs a little sunning up. With the moon conjunct Mercury and Scorpio, we have this issue of maybe being moody and overwhelmed and in our heads. Scorpio is not an air sign, but it is like very mental, psychological. We might just be like dealing with traumas and dealing with shadows and playing with ideas and roles. It says take back your shine. So I think the idea, though, is that we're going to be taking back our shine by how do we get back up to that shine mode? How do we portal? By being fully present, right? By knowing our makeup, essentially, what balances us, masculine and feminine, and everybody, some people thrive off of 20% good, 80% bad. Some people are 1% bad and 99% good. That's their alchemy. That's okay. You don't have to swerve. But they have different specifications that get their rocket through the next levels. But you don't want to focus so much on the next level. You want to be fully present in the now, right? Living in the now, committing fully to the moment as it witnesses itself to you. That is our purpose for being here. That's what we're here to do. Draw on private pain to connect with the public. Everything you're experiencing can be articulated. Maybe not show off everything, but I promise you, you're not alone. Every experience you have, although it is unique to you, has been experienced by somebody else before. Doesn't matter what, even if it's approximate archetypally. You know, people going to Mars. Well, guess what? People have gone to new continents, so there's an archetypal resonator there. That even though maybe going to Mars is a new thing or whatever like that, right? So you could draw on your experiences, pain included, Moon and Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. We can draw on the hardships. To practically, Venus and Virgo create things of beauty, Sun and Libra, stories that we express from ourselves to others. Take back your shine, though. You have the power to disempower yourself, essentially. You can say, well, I just need a drink. I'm having a rough day. It's like, or you could learn some character and develop tenacity through hardship without substances. I've had to do that. I'm saying this to myself now. It's like, these are not easy times. But that doesn't mean dissipation in that sense is a good look, even though I guess sometimes, drunkenness can be fine, even though Buddhists are like, don't get drunk. Anyway, I'm rambling. The point is, we're primed in our rockets. We're boosting. Are we putting ourselves fully in? Are we half-assing it? Don't half-ass it. You have a purpose to be here, right? I mean, I'm saying this shit without looking at the cards. Don't half-ass it. Put the pedal on the metal. You have something to contribute to the chemistry of the Tao, the masculine, the feminine, the yin yang, all the balance. You are part of the balance of everything, even in your weird uniqueness. Be fully present here in the now, being yourself. That is your purpose. Right? It's not to long for the future that motivates you, and it's not to dwell in the past that can cause wisdom, but it's like, be here now. Draw on private pain to connect with the public, so what you're going through can be alchemy and catharsis for you no matter what, but you can actually share it with others, Libra Sun, and both grow powerfully. Moon in Scorpio, and like psychologically upgrade. Take back your shine, though. So don't think you're a victim of life. It's not happening to you. It's happening through you. Just keep telling yourself, it's not happening to me. It's through me, not to me. Through me, not to me. This is all me. This is all what I'm supposed to be witnessing. This is the part of the movie where I'm supposed to be. The script is not altered, and then you can kind of ad-lib the modes, and it's like acting. I mean, the director's like, I have lines, you say it how you want, you can look, I'll tell you kind of general directions, but like basically you're going to embody this personally, and that's what life is. Let's not half-ass it. So let's go ahead and play some music. We got the 8 of Wands with the masculine feminine clarifier. 1 second. Good enough. All right, so my back is killing me from this. I had mentioned yesterday that I'm starting to power wash, and I was bending over so low yesterday. It's hard to power wash the bottom of a house. Let me tell you, at 6'2", it's like if I was like 4 foot, maybe it'd be a little easier. But I'm having to get underneath it and get all these weird angles. But I shall overcome, and I will not complain about it. The purpose of the moment I find myself in. So, this just got really bright. So let's do this. 8 of Wands. Oh, God. Mercury retrograde. Can we say it any louder? so tired and out of it that I don't even feel like playing right now. So I'm not going to anymore. But the 8 of Wands is about power, pushing through, not half-assing. So instead of half-assing, I'm just like, oh, fuck it, I'll stop. With this power washing thing I'm talking about, you can't just do a little bit. Like, you got to do it right and fully. So let's just go through this again. 8 of Wands is about power. It's about movement. It's about focus, right? We're focused in such a way that we don't let superfluous things and baggage hold us back. We're all in. And with the masculine/feminine card, the 11 of Fire, we have to be understanding that our rocket's specifications might be very different to other people's, right? So hopefully we're aware of who we are and we're fully present in the moment. Be here now, be you, be fully you. Know that you're a dynamic thing in a present moment, always fluctuating, right? Like kind of like water in space, where you see it kind of like, blah, blah, blah. It has a purpose. You have a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Don't think you're a victim. You're not. You're basically participating, and you're a co-creator, right? And even if these co-creations are kind of overwhelming and stuff, you can allow that private pain to connect with the public. You're never alone. There's someone who can relate to you, whether it's leukemia or a breakup or addictions or disappointment or narcissism, whatever. There's people out there who can tap into what you're into, and being creative with it is probably the best way to do it. Take back your shine, right? Take back your fuel and move on to the next level. That is kind of what we're doing as a species, as individuals, hopefully as well. Hopefully that makes sense. Podcasts not on today, so day off, but it's always fun, so check out the most recent ones. They're all helpful and illuminating on Team Rabbit Hole's podcast. And yeah, hit me up for a reading if you want. Have a good Saturday and try to stay focused. It's very easy to want to distract, to cut out, to just numb. That's not the point of the lesson right now. The point is to stay focused in spite of it, right? To hold, even though it's like in Braveheart, he didn't just take opiates and die or whatever when he was getting gutted. His shout of freedom stuck in people's heads. His purpose was to shout freedom like one last time, and everyone's like, holy fuck, he really meant that shit. He had a purpose, and he dealt with the pain. He projected his personal pain out to others so they could interact and grow from it, right? So you too do that as well, and I will try it myself. Bon, what am I saying? Bonsoir, it's not night. Adios.